Can't hurt me. What if everything you believed about your limits was a lie? What if pain, trauma, and failure weren't obstacles, but fuel? Welcome to the story of David Goggins, a man who refused to be broken. This isn't just a book summary, it's a wake-up call. This is Can't Hurt Me, the mental blueprint for turning suffering into strength, fear into fire, and weakness into a weapon. Let's dive in. David Goggins was born into chaos. His father was a violent man who beat David, his brother, and their mother. At just 6 years old, David was working long nights at his father's roller rink business. He'd come home covered in bruises, terrified to sleep, and too afraid to speak up. At school, he was one of the only black kids in a small Indiana town. He was bullied, humiliated, and told he would never be anything. By the time he was a teenager, he was nearly 300 pounds, barely literate, and completely lost. But David made one quiet decision. That would change his life. I will not die like this. Most people lie to themselves. They tell soft truths and avoid pain. But Goggins created what he called the accountability mirror. Every night, he'd stare into that mirror and speak the hard truth. You're fat, you're lazy, you're scared, and only you can fix it. He started placing sticky notes on the mirror. Run 4 miles. Study 2 hours. Lose 10 pounds. Each note was a promise to himself. No excuses, no shortcuts. Goggins says, tell yourself the truth. It's the only way to fix anything. This mirror became a daily ritual, a brutal but honest reminder that growth starts with truth. Goggins didn't make excuses. He made suffering his strategy. He lost over 100 pounds in 3 months to qualify for Navy SEAL training. How? He ran until his feet bled. He biked with broken knees. He worked out at midnight after cleaning cockroach-infested restaurants. He went through SEAL Hell Week, the most brutal military training in the US. Not once, but 3 times. Most people would have quit. He kept going through pneumonia, fractured bones, and sleep deprivation. Why? Because he discovered that suffering is the gateway to growth. You have to build calluses on your mind, just like you build them on your hands. Pain became his gym. Struggle became his discipline. Ever feel like you've hit your limit? Goggins says, that's not your limit. That's just 40% of your capacity. When your brain screams, I'm done, you're just getting started. This is his famous 40% rule. When your body wants to stop, you've still got 60% left in the tank. And guess what? You can train yourself to access it. It's not about talent. It's about mental resilience. Most people quit at 40%. Imagine what happens when you keep going. Motivation fades. Discipline lasts. That's why Goggins wakes up at 4 a.m. Why he runs in the freezing cold. Why he pushes his body until it collapses. He doesn't wait for inspiration. He acts despite pain. You will never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. This is the difference between wanting it and doing it. He calls it the mental toolbox. When life gets hard, most people break. Goggins opens that toolbox: pain, suffering, sacrifice, and pure grit. On your darkest days, you need proof that you're powerful. That's what the cookie jar is for. Every time Goggins accomplished something hard, he stored it in the jar, running 100 miles with broken feet, finishing Navy SEAL training, breaking the world record for pull-ups. So when life hit hard, he reached into that jar and remembered, I've been through worse. I didn't quit then. I'm not quitting now. Your cookie jar is your resume of resilience. Fill it with wins and use it when your mind says you can't. Most people avoid pain. Goggins runs toward it. because he learned pain unlocks purpose. When you stop running from your past and start using it, you become unstoppable. He didn't erase his trauma. He transformed it. Every scar became fuel. Every failure, a stepping stone. Every voice telling him, "You're not good enough," became background noise. Suffering is the true test of life. You want to level up? Then get uncomfortable. Daily. David Goggins wasn't born elite. He became elite through choice. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need talent, support, or luck. You need one thing: a decision. A decision to stop being average. A decision to suffer for greatness. A decision to face pain and rise stronger every time. Because once your mind is unbreakable, once you decide no one can hurt you, you can't be stopped. You can't hurt me. If this inspired you, give the video a like, subscribe for more powerful book summaries, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Stay strong, stay disciplined, and remember, the only limits are the ones you accept.